Hello everyone! In today's video, we are going to be re-exploring Captree State Park in Long Island. This video is going to be primarily focusing on the crab catching aspect. Am I successful this time? Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Hey everyone, Dennis here. Today is Saturday, August 31st, 2024. I'm here once again in 2024 at Captree State Park. I came here back on June 23rd, and this time we looked at the calendar and see that the fishing activity is pretty good. And it's good to go crab catching at this time now because the crabs usually get a lot bigger during the later times. So the peak season is usually around Labor Day. So I'm here. It's roughly almost 6:30, and we're going to be going towards the southern pier. We're not going to the northern part of the island of Captree State Park. We're just going to go focus here. This area is much better for crab catching because there is not really much of a big current over there that are traps, especially the cage net, the cage traps. Usually need to go all the way to the bottom, and when there's a lot of flow, water flow in the current, the traps doesn't open up like a box, and unfortunately it doesn't work. So today it's going to be a bit unique. We actually got 8 traps, so we got 4 of the net traps and 4 of the cage traps. So hope you enjoy this, and hopefully we're going to catch a lot today. Here's crab number 1. It's a male. Oh, it's biting on my shoe. These are actually my sneakers meant for fishing, actually. So, yeah.
Ready?
Here we go. Here's number 1.
Yeah. Oh, we need some water,
It's
right?
a big one.
Okay, throw in so yummy.
So, here's the net that we have. We have 4 of them. And this is a female crab we have right here. Right in the net. This one doesn't have any babies, so that's good. We saw a lot of spider crabs, but this one is very good. So I'm glad that we're able to catch this one. Wow, this one is huge. This is number 3. So, this was our final total of 3 crabs. I'm impressed that the last crab was the biggest one, and it's a female. It almost spans like more than half of the diameter of the bucket here. What are my thoughts about visiting Captree State Park this time? In my opinion, I believe that this was not a good time to visit Captree State Park. My guess is that the recent days have been pretty warm, and a lot of people probably wanted to take vacation early or throughout the past month already caught all of the crabs in the water, and we only saw egg-bearing crabs. But I gotta say, when asking other crab catchers in the area how many they caught, they only caught 1 crab. So we're blessed to catch 3. Another possible reason why we couldn't catch any of the crabs was that we didn't have the proper bait. We accidentally forgot to bring the chicken drumsticks or chicken legs as our traps. And I know a lot of crabs love to eat that compared to our last trip in June. Instead, we opted for the fish head and got confused with chicken legs with chicken skin as the bait. But even if we did have the bait in place, I would say that the aquatic activity is not very active. I noticed that the shoreline didn't have many crabs. There weren't horseshoe crabs. Plus, I didn't see any of the other crab species being caught other than spider crabs. I remember seeing the lady crabs or Atlantic rock crabs or possibly other invasive species. They were all gone this time. Now we only saw blue crabs, which made it easier for catching. An additional thing to note is that there's a lot more seaweed that was thick and constantly got stuck in our traps. This was a big hassle sometimes trying to get it, and sometimes the seaweed would prevent an opening for the crabs to enter into our traps. So given all of these factors, I would say that Labor Day weekend was probably one of the worst times to go crab catching in this area, even though this is peak crab catching season. So in my opinion, I believe that the best time to go crab catching here is earlier in the season, such as May or June, even though the crabs are much smaller, or possibly later in the season in late September or October. In addition, there's not a lot of people that would want to travel here, and maybe that would ease the competition for catching crabs. Maybe next time we'll be able to catch 20 crabs. As the sun is rising up, let's talk about this bridge right here. This is called the Fire Island Inlet Bridge, connecting Captree Island, or Captree State Park, which is part of Jones Beach Island. And then over there is Fire Island, where the park over there is Robert Moses State Park. You can see the tower, the water tower over there, and then an antenna over there is for the Coast Guard. The Fire Island Inlet Bridge was opened in 1964, and that is the terminus point of a parkway called the Robert Moses Causeway. Now this bridge was in bad condition for many years, and they're supposed to make a replacement bridge for this, but for some reason it seems to be delayed, and I'm not sure when it's going to be replaced. They plan to have a second twin span bridge where they can hold up to 4 lanes of traffic, 2 in each direction. Over there you can see the parking lot over there. That's the boardwalk. It's recently been redone and reboarded up, so it's a much smoother experience the last time I was here. Finally, let's take a look at some of these road pictures. These pictures were taken before sunrise, which was about 5:30 to 6:30 in the morning. So the best way I want to travel here is by taking the Long Island Expressway, take exit 38, and going to the Meadowbrook State Parkway. I love that you can see the Jones Beach welcome sign as we enter Jones Beach Island. And then the Meadowbrook State Parkway will transform into the Ocean Parkway. Up ahead, you can see signs regarding about a traffic circle or a roundabout. And the building right here is called the Jones Beach Water Tower, also known as the Pencil, as you can see from its shape. The Jones Beach Water Tower was built in 1930 and was modeled after the bell tower of St. Mark's Basilica in Venice. In fact, this water tower is still active today. Once we move ahead, we move into a straight 3-lane section of the Ocean Parkway, which eventually shrinks into a 2-lane parkway. I like traveling this route because the Meadowbrook to the Ocean Parkways are very straight. They have 3 lanes, much safer than the Southern State Parkway. And the Ocean Parkway is 15.5 miles long of just going straight. So you can go pretty fast and enjoy the scenery here. I remember even seeing some bunnies on the way, which is pretty cool. The next following pictures were taken on the return trip in the afternoon as we travel along the Robert Moses Causeway, riding on the Great South Bay Bridge. The Great South Bay Bridge, historically known as the Captree Bridge, is a twin-span bridge on the southwest side of Suffolk County, New York on Long Island. It carries 5 lanes of the Robert Moses Causeway. This bridge was originally a single span that opened in 1954 called the Captree Bridge. And this original span carries all the southbound traffic, or the bridge on the left. The bridge that I took this photo on was built in 1964, where a second parallel span opened all the traffic and carried all northbound traffic. I like how the bridges have the trusses and are painted in a traditional bridge green hue. The deck on this bridge was not original and was rebuilt in 1997, completed in 2000. And this bridge is almost 2 miles long from end to end. And the end point of this bridge is the town of Babylon. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, please give this video a like. If you want to see more trips from me, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much and take care, everybody.